Traders, I'm going to give you some actionable advice on how to grow your small account challenge, but not only that, how to not blow it up. In trading, we need to know how not to trade in order to know how to trade. It's almost like Mr. Edison's story, right, in developing the light bulb. He didn't fail 1,000 times, he discovered 1,000 ways not to create the light bulb until he figured out the way to do it. So that's what we're going to do here today, not make the light bulb. We're going to figure out how to trade effectively with your trading account. Let's get into it. If you're trading a small account, that likely means that you're under the PDT, pattern day trader rules. So that means you can only have 3 round-trip trades within a 5-day rolling period. Now, there's a few ways you've probably discovered how to get around that, open up multiple accounts or go offshore. But you have an account and you want to get rid of the trading wheels. You're done paper trading. You want to take your trading to the next level. And the next level means stop telling me when and when I cannot trade. I'm going to trade as much as I want, which puts you on a leverage account, probably offshore until you get to that $25,000 mark. Or if you're like me, what I've discovered over the years, I like to have multiple different accounts open at multiple different brokers. Now, why is that? Well, some have a more extensive short list than others, or maybe more favorable commission rates for overnight swings. But most importantly, for me at least, has always been the short list. I want an extensive short list, and I don't want to have to short locate everything. And for a lot of these stocks, I don't want them to be hard to borrow. One of the worst things I see newer traders do is adjust their risk parameters mid-trade. You cannot do that. See, gamblers, they just focus on the money. They're spinning the wheel, looking for their next big hit. But professional day traders, they focus more on the risk than the actual reward. The reward is a byproduct of trading well. The money will come if you trade well. So how do the best traders do this? Well, they automate the process in a way, and I've shared with you guys via these hotkey videos how to do that, where your risk reward is going to be preset and predefined so you don't have to think about it. You just press the button when you see your high probability setup and you let the trade work itself out. It eliminates that extra risk. And sometimes these stocks can be illiquid, spready, you get slippage, and they just move quicker than you can respond. And that's why I like to have the hotkeys as well. It'll save you, trust me. But what do I mean by good risk reward? Well, you always want to have at least a 2-to-1 on the risk reward. So you want to make 100 and risk 50. You don't ever want to let your losers overshadow your winners. And trust me, guys, I have experience with all of this, way more than I like to admit. But really the unique thing, and you guys aren't going to believe me, but do the math, you can have a very low winning percentage, but if your risk reward is set correctly, you're going to come out green overall. And the numbers work down to like even 34%. If you only win 34% of the time, but your winners are 2-to-1 on your losers, you're going to be somewhat green, maybe break even after commissions. So it shouldn't be that challenging to be green, right? Well, then why is it? The problem is traders like to trade, and we need to eliminate the noise as much as possible, meaning narrow in your focus. Less is more. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. For me, I have a very specific edge, a pocket pair of ace hand. So when this hand reveals itself to me at the table, for example, I put more chips on the table. So you don't necessarily always have to risk the same amount per trade. Yeah, there's different edges out there that you can trade, but if one has a higher percent chance of winning more than the rest, and you can learn this via journaling all these setups, if one wins more than the other, put more chips on the table. You don't just have to take a $3,000 position on every single trade. Make it a $10,000 position on that one, if the outcome is more favorable to you. My edge that I like to trade the most are overbought stocks that are very high on the RSI, maybe multi-day runners. The noise kind of settles down on it. I'll have like a high a day risk. I short them and just fade them. It's a fairly simple edge that works a high majority of the time, but a lot of traders out there like to do the momentum plays, the low float penny stocks, the nano cap companies, and that can be dangerous with a small account. Yes, there's more potential for reward. There's a high risk factor as well that comes with that. One thing I'd warn you about, be cautious when trading your small account, is you see a lot of these bigger traders out here that will maximize their entire leverage of the 6-to-1, for instance, on a $2,000 account, so they're trading with $12,000 each and every trade. For me, I personally don't do that. There's too much inherent risk. I like to utilize my hotkeys. I'll press the button to get in, whether short or long, and it'll execute me at my reward or at my risk. You can set your hotkeys to trail a percentage of these stocks as well, so you don't even have to really monitor it that much anymore. And it works for my edge because a lot of these that fade, I will do that. I'll just let them work. But what I've seen seen out there for those that are trying to emulate these other traders is they go full leverage on these low float penny stocks and they let one or two trades just knock them out entirely. One trade should never define your trading career. Ever. And trust me, I'm well aware of this. I've let one trade, knock me out and cripple me before as well. It's your ego getting in the way. Don't let your ego trade for you. Your ego does not know how to trade. And that's another reason I use hotkeys, because I will let my ego get involved, and it's just not wise. It's wiser to automate the process as much as possible. Lastly, I'll say this. You see people on X, on YouTube, they're always saying, give it 2-3 years. I'm consistently profitable now. It just takes time and time and time. And most of the time they're selling a product. What they don't tell you is you never really make it. There's never going to be a finish line. There's no light at the end of the tunnel unless it's a train. What really I've discovered in this journey is you never make it, you're always making it. You are one trade away from absolute disaster. You always have to be humble and mindful of that and be a student of the market, because the market can wipe you out at any point in time with any experienced level. But traders, that is going to sum up the video. Automate the process, discover your edge. Do not maximize all your leverage. Set a max loss on your account. I don't know if I threw that one in there. That'll be for free. Never let one trade define you. And just know that you never really make it. You're always making it in trading. Traders, I hope this video helped. I'm excited for those of you that are starting your trading journey and starting small accounts. But just remember, never let one trade define you. Discover your edge. Trade your edge. Embrace the risk. Accept the results. Don't let your ego in the way. Traders, we will see you next time.